Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
The Daily Compliance News for May 7, 2025. The Private Lives edition. No, we're not talking about the Noel Coward play. We're talking about an article in Bloomberg by Beth Coet, who asks, can CEOs really have private lives? Of course, it focuses on Kohl Corporation firing its chief executive less than 4 months into his tenure, having discovered he redirected millions of dollars of business to someone who he had an undisclosed personal relationship. Makes you wonder, how much, if any, private lives do CEOs have? Is your private life your private life? No, apparently not. At least not when it comes to verifiable conflicts of interest. Next up, from the Financial Times, an article entitled Feed the Gorilla, How Corporate America Fought Trump's Tariffs Threat. When Trump launched his trade war, billionaire, a Republican donor, Ken Lagone, knew it would decimate his company, Home Depot. So he engaged in a quick reaction, or there was a quick reaction as capital markets delivered a withering verdict, selling off sharply U.S. Treasuries, the dollar, and global equities, wiping out millions of dollars of value in the market. And then corporate America swung into action and pulled Trump back from the brink. So we see that businesses actually can get something done in America, certainly when government can't as well. Next up, from the BBC, Mike Jeffries, the disgraced former head of Abercrombie & Fitch, was found mentally incompetent and currently unfit to stand trial on charges of sex trafficking and prostitution, a U.S. court has ruled. Jeffries will now be held in custody and treated in a hospital for an initial period of up to 4 months to determine if his condition is enough to allow the case against him in court to proceed. This is certainly a devastating blow to the victims, but the court agreed that Jeffries is suffering from a mental disease or defect that makes him unable to understand court proceedings. It follows an assessment by 2 medical experts, one from the prosecution, one from the defendant. The judge said that Jeffries would be treated, and then they will see if he can retain competency. But once competency is lost, it's usually pretty difficult to get back. And our final story comes to us from the Wall Street Journal, Markets and Finance section. Adia Katayund, I'm sorry, I butchered her last name, as the reporter, but she reports that the Swiss UBS Group will pay $511 million to settle a years-long probe by violations of Credit Suisse, an acquired entity of an earlier agreement with the Justice Department over U.S. clients who evaded taxes. UBS, which acquired Credit Suisse in 2023, and the Justice Department said that Credit Suisse had pled guilty to tax crimes and entered into a separate NPA in connection with its conduct on behalf of certain U.S. citizens. So Credit Suisse continues to cause trouble, ripples, and explicable nefarious actions for UBS, for which UBS and its shareholders are paying in the shotgun wedding of, or merger, I should say, of UBS and Credit Suisse. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.